What's going on, folks? So, I realized recently that there's been something missing on my channel for quite some time, and that is the deep dive. I have not done a proper deep dive in quite some time, and I always enjoy doing those. It's always so much fun. So, I found one. I found one for you folks. The name of this band is Trissteell, and the name of the song is Genesis. Never heard of this band before. Not quite sure what to expect, but I'm looking forward to it. And y'all know, as with all the deep dives, you check your oxygen tanks, get your mask all situated, make sure you're partnered up with a buddy system, tethered and all that stuff, because we're diving in, and let's see what kind of treasure we find, shall we? Rangers, go.
He despertado en esta tierra por el viento.
a bit of a mixed bag here, in my opinion. Some of this worked, I definitely a very classic old school vibe to this here, and I dig that the riff. I mean, that's just fun. It just immediately conjures just classic heavy metal. Just I was vibing with that big time just when the song started out and all that. So I really like that riff, and it's played a lot throughout the song, but that's just kind of the nature of this style, this type of song. So I don't mind that too much because it's a great, fun, kind of thrashy, heavy metal sort of riff that, I enjoyed. I could definitely get behind that. The vocals were cool. Like, I was not expecting, I think he's at his best when he's like going higher. It just, I really, really enjoyed that, those high notes, like King Diamond or something, I mean, maybe not quite as high as that, but, you're getting some of those just nice, really high kind of scream notes, and it just, I really dug that. And the moment, the eureka moment of the song, if you will, the moment that everything worked beautifully was basically when it just combined my favorite things about the song, the two things that I thought worked the best. And it was towards the end when that you think the song is kind of winding down, but then it comes back in, ba 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 ba, it picks up again, and then the guy goes into his high, scream and like holds it for a while, and oh man, that moment was just killer. I mean, that was where it was at. That was when all the elements all combined to create a magic moment. So I loved that. Loved that. I think the biggest thing the song suffers from is like the chorus. That chorus, it just doesn't pop. It's just kind of there. And it gets a bit redundant even. And there's not much to it. It just kind of, to me, it kind of slows down the pacing of the song because you have that riff that's just driving the song forward, and the vocals and stuff are pretty, rhythmic as well. But then you get to that spot, and it's just Genesis, ba 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 ba, Genesis. It just feels like it just slows down the song. Maybe that chorus could have been used in another song, but for this song here, it just it dilutes the pacing of the song and the energy of it to where it's like you kind of stop and it's just like, okay, and then I was ready for it to just move back into like the verses and stuff, to be honest with you. And then there was another thing they did too, because at first I thought this other spot was the chorus, but it ended up being the Genesis part, which was more of like the chorus. But there's another spot too where I felt the same exact way. It just didn't quite land. It just felt like the flow of the song got broken. So it just feels a little bit choppy throughout the song, the way it intersects with the different sections, or parts. Instead of just flowing nicely, seamlessly through it all and keeping you riding that wave of heavy metal and all that good stuff, it just kind of breaks it up a bit to where, it just loses its momentum. So that's really my biggest critique of the song, is just like the chorus just didn't really work, and it just feels a bit choppy in spots, with just the arrangements and stuff. So the songwriting could use a little bit of work. I mean, they had a great riff, a great idea, great, momentum, cool vocals that I was not expecting. And, this song just could have been more, I feel like. So, but at the end of the day, it just leaves you a bit wanting, more than what was given. So, yeah, I think that's, the drums and everything. The guitar work, like I said, was solid. I do think also the guitar solo did go on just a little bit longer than it should have. It was cool, but there was a lot of sections where even that kind of slowed down, and it was just slowly kind of playing like the main melody riff or whatnot, but then it would go nuts again, and that sounded really cool when it was really shredding in tune with the cool rhythmic vibe, and that's again that was when everything was working. So there's a lot of parts in this song that are working well, and then there's several parts in the song that are just not working as well as far as a cohesive piece. So, yeah, that's why I say it's a bit of a mixed bag for me. But that's what I have to say about that, and that's Trissteell. It looks like they have a new album. I'm not sure if it's on the horizon or if it's recently released or anything like that, because like I said, never heard of this band before, but I just love doing deep dives, and you never know what you might find. So I feel like we found, a bag. It was an empty bag, but there was like, a little bit of tea at the bottom, and maybe a few gold coins in there. So not entirely a failed effort, of an expedition, of a deep dive. But we weren't hauling out just full kegs of tea and full giant, chests of loot and gold and all that good stuff. But there was a bag. We found a bag in there that was a bit soggy with tea and had some gold doubloons. But anywho, but I'm curious to know if this band is like starting out or whatever, because I feel like if they can refine their sound a little bit, refine the songwriting, they would have that really nice classic sound of that heavy power metal, and I dig that. So anywho, without further ado, let me know in the comments down below. What do you think of this song? What do you think of Trissteell? And I'll catch you all next time. Ranger out.